Howdy everyone, welcome to day 2 with my Oklahoma Extreme Mustang Makeover horse. He doesn't have a name yet. I've got one in mind, but I haven't 100% decided on it yet. So if you have any suggestions, I'm still open to those. You can drop them in the comments below. But I went home for Easter this weekend, so he got a few days off. Sam was feeding my horses while I was gone, and she said he seems like he's settled in a lot more and is a lot more curious and kind of friendly through the fence. So I'm hoping that today we get some nice touches in and maybe we can start working on some haltering. So we're just gonna get right to it. So last time I did a lot of touches like this up against the fence. Good boy. But he's kind of avoiding me with his face a lot. So today I'd like to work on getting him to face up to me because I haven't even touched his face with my hands yet, I don't believe. So I definitely need to be able to do that before we get a halter on. Good boy. Let's see if I can reach out with my hand and make contact. Hi. Yeah, if he looks at me, I'll just back off and reward him for that. Because like I said, he's kind of been avoiding me with his face. He kind of wants nothing to do with me, so he sticks his head the opposite direction so he doesn't have to look at me. And eventually, I want all this mane flipped over to the other side. So hopefully, at some point, we can give him a real nice bath with some Green Horse Organics products and train his mane to lay on one side. Hi. Yeah. If he bends his nose to me like that, like he's wanting to be more friendly, I'll back off and reward him for that. Good boy. But we're just going to practice what we've already done. Good boy. He is a lot more still today, a lot less likely to jump away. So I think a good weekend break did him some good. Hey, buddy. Good boy. Y'all can't really see my hand here, but I'm pretty much brushing all over his back and along his rib cage. Good boy. Now I'm working on the shoulder. Up here by the neck now. And he gets a little touchy the closer I get to his face. Good. See here he's starting, well, y'all can't really see, he's starting to avoid me some. Let me move him and see if I can put this camera in a better spot. There, that might be a little bit better for what we're working on right now. And since he is sensitive to touch, I always approach him with this whip first, kind of get him thinking, okay, she's gonna start coming up to me and touching me. That way it's not too much all at once. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, and he just likes to put his face in the fence and kind of ignore me. See how he's turning away there? I'll just keep on the pressure, follow him the best I can, good, until he softens up a little bit. Let's see if I can make contact with his face with this whip, or at least get close. He's very head shy. He definitely wants nothing done with his face. Good boy. So he's going to be a bit of a challenge to get close to getting a halter on. There we go. Just touched it a little bit. Thank you. Okay. rubbing under his jaw right now. He doesn't like it, but I'm able to stick with him until he kind of settles down a little bit, which is good. Good. If he licks and chews like that, I'll back off and I'll give him a little break. So he's very sensitive about his pole being touched too. So he's going to be a real challenge to alter. Able to stick with him. We'll see if he softens up a little bit, brings his face back to me. Good boy. That's a little better. Yeah. Come on now. Come on now. Good boy. Let's change directions. Work the other side. Not as good side. Good boy. I think mostly just because we didn't end up working on it a lot on day one. Good boy. Yeah, so what I'm doing now is I'm just following him with this contact, because that's what he's so afraid of, is contact. So I just follow him with it until he stops and realizes it's not so bad. And this method works really well. I'm able to follow him pretty well, even though I've got a short whip here, because he's not super flighty. But if you have a horse that's way more flighty, like if you go check out my little sister's channel, hers is Epona Mustangs. She has a horse, Evie, who's way more flighty than this guy. And I came down this weekend and helped her with her horse, and we had to use a pole that was like 10 feet long so that I could keep contact on her while she ran around. And if you check out her channel, she should be posting that video at some point. I don't know when. She's kind of slow to edit, so it'll be up eventually. That's a lot. I think he did, it did do him some good to sit this weekend and kind of just get used to being in a new place. He looks a lot healthier already than when he got here. He's not underweight or anything like that, but when he got here, he was kind of sunken in, looked dehydrated, and just kind of stressed out. But he's easy. Good boy. Good boy. You're okay. Good boy. He didn't like me touching that rib cage. I was trying to feel. I can't feel his ribs. I'm not pushing very hard though. He's scratching at the flies right there. But yeah, he's not underweight. Boy, let's see. Y'all can't see him over there. I'll push him over here. So I'm trying to keep him on this side because that's where I put my camera up. My camera won't cover the whole pen. So I just gotta work the best I can to get the best footage for you all. Good boy. a little bit more. He's a lot less jumpy being touched today. At the end of day 1, I was taking his tag off and he kind of left me a few times and just kind of was getting worse near the end of our session. So I don't want to push it too much today. He's probably going to get a few breaks, and we'll just make sure that I don't work him to the point to where he starts going backwards instead of forwards. So let's see. I think this is more than we did on day 1. I don't know, I had the whole weekend off, so I can't really remember how much touching we did on this side, but we definitely worked it a lot less. Okay, and I said I was going to work on facing up. I guess I'll start by making contact with the whip closer to his face, but I need to get control of his feet to the point where I can get him to face me and stand still. I can get him to make contact with this. Because this is going to be the hardest part for us to overcome, I think, is being able to touch his face comfortably. Are you checking out the camera, buddy? Okay, let's scratch under his jaw, because he was somewhat okay with that on the other side. So that might be a good place to start. Good. Good boy. Oh, here we go. I'll just try and keep him with me the best I can so I can work back to that spot and end on a good note. Good boy. So yeah, he's very sensitive on his face. Boy. Come on. Good boy. So I get to a spot where I think I can hold pressure without him freaking out. And I just hold until, come on, stay with me, buddy. Good boy. Until I get a spot that's worth releasing. Until he realizes this isn't so bad. You holding it in, buddy? He's so stoic right now. He's standing and his shoulders is tight and his face is tight and he's like, I don't want to show any emotion at all right now. So we'll just wait until he lets go of some of that. So his face softens. He relaxes his muscles. He realizes it's all going to be okay. Good boy. You're almost there. This guy, I swear. He's so stinking cute though. He's gonna be tough at first to get this halter on, but he's so cute. And I haven't had one that's been head shy in a while, like a long while. Not really head shy anyways. So this will be a good refresher. Boy, come on. See if I can switch hands. This one's getting tired. Boy. That's better. Better. He hasn't released yet, but he's starting to soften up. Good boy. It's okay, mister. This whip's not gonna get you. Promise. Good. I can scratch that cheek a little bit. Good. Yeah, good boy. All right, I gave him a little bit of a break there because he did so good. I'm gonna go back to touching his face a little bit more on this side, see where we get to. Okay, there we go, we're on the cheek. Good, that's not so bad. Kind of tenses up when the contact first happens because I think he thinks it's gonna hurt. It's like, say you accidentally set your hand on a stovetop and it's only warm, it's not hot, but you set your hand on, you're like, oh, ow, and like you think it's gonna burn you, but then you realize it wasn't so bad, but your brain immediately starts to think it's gonna hurt. I think that's kind of what's going through his head right now when he thinks about contact. When my hand approaches him, you see he starts tensing up. He's like, I don't know if this is gonna hurt or not. And then when I do touch him, he kind of twitches a little bit. I mean, he started to think about it a lot more now, but his brain is still telling him, oh, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt. And it's just gonna take some repetition for him to realize that the stovetop is not actually hot. He thinks that I'm gonna get him. See, he tenses up. See there, he kind of, yeah, and he decided he didn't want any of this right now. But when he tenses up, that's kind of him thinking this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt, this is gonna hurt. And then I just have to convince him that scratches actually feel good. They feel good, buddy. I guess this was a good spot to put the camera. He kind of wants to hang out over here. Good boy. So let's see if I can show you. Oh, this is more than I've really touched so far at all. His lips seem to be the most sensitive, his lips and his nose. So this is really good. Really good. Good boy. Good boy. Boy, gonna work down to his most sensitive spots. Good boy. Let's step him forward a little bit. Good boy. You're getting there, buddy. Gonna see if I can replace this whip with my hand and have it not be so scary. Good boy. Oh, sorry. You didn't like that feeling. Hey. Yeah, that's the camera, buddy. Okay. Let's try the other side. Push him forwards again, because when he works his way backwards, what he's doing is he's creating an opening to spin out the other way. Good boy. And while I'm okay if he needs to do that, good boy, I don't want him to make it a habit. Look how evasive he's being. He's sticking his face in between these rails because he thinks it'll get me to stop scratching his cheek. Boy. See how much we can rub with this. Good boy. I'm all the way down to his nose now. Good boy. Now I'm over the bridge of it where a halter would sit. Good boy. Let's see if I can scratch his forehead. Oh, he does not like that. I'll just wait. Good boy. Good boy, till he puts his head down, realizes it's not so bad. Hey, it's not gonna get you. You're okay, buddy. There we go, that's better. Now let's see if I can do some work with my hand. Because he's actually, yeah, I know, you don't like it on your face. He's actually doing better than I expected. He's so funny. He's like, I hate this so much. Good boy. He's looking at my other horses right now. Good boy. Let's see if I can reach under this jaw. Okay. So I've already done some work there, remember, when I took the tag off. Step up. Good boy. And he was pretty okay with the whip being under his jaw. Good boy. Okay. Good boy. I'm scratching him there now. Okay. Come on, Bubba. Okay. Pushing forwards again. Good boy. Pushing forwards again. Let's see if I can find a good spot to release here and take a little break. This isn't where I'm going to pause yet, but he's going to get a good little break here in a minute. Good boy. You don't see that? I'm scratching under his chin right now. Good boy. That's good. Okay, so here's a little reward. Good. But he's going to get a big one. I think he's close to realizing that he doesn't have to run from this pressure. So he's going to get a big one soon. Huh? Come on, Bubba. Come on, let's push you forwards again. Come on. You just need to admit this feels good. It feels so good. Little break. Still waiting for him to relax and release some of this tension. Good boy. You are a good boy. You're okay. so evasive. Buddy, I'm not out to get you. That's okay. I know, that's what he does. He's really close to letting this be okay. Oh boy, that's much better. You're so close to a big old break. Forwards, kind of put me in a spot where I can really get to his jaw. Yes, now you're licking the cheek. Even though I have to take my hand away to push him forwards, he doesn't quite get a release yet because there's still pressure happening when I push him forwards. Right when I get him back in a better spot, my hand goes right back to his jaw. Better. I want him to release all of this stress that's happening while I'm up there by his face, but he might not quite get it, so I might just have to take what I can get. A lot of working with Mustangs is just meeting them where they are and taking what they'll give you. Sometimes you gotta find a compromise. He is a lot quieter than before. Good boy. Thought about leaving, but he didn't. See if I can get him to release some of this tension, and then this big break will come. Good boy. He's thinking about it. So I'll just stop there. He's going to get about a 30-minute break, and then we'll get right back to work.